Hi everybody, it's Middle Class Review for Easter weekend 2019. Yes, April 2019. So happy Easter everybody. With this one I'm talking about getting a house deposit for the millennial generation. How can millennials do it? I have a 35-year-old friend of mine, former workmate, who asked me this question, need your advice? So here it is. This is what Generation X, baby boomers, and even the millennials I know have done. This is what they've done to get a house deposit, okay, and get into the market. Right. First of all, the number one thing, you must have the right mindset of delayed gratification. I believe delayed gratification is the reason why the Western civilization became number one in the world, why we are number one in the world, why it's the greatest culture that has ever existed. Delayed gratification is simple. You're not wasting your money on luxurious items, being frivolous with your money. You're not being a materialistic, soulless twat, okay? Pardon my language, but that's what a lot of these people are in our society now. They've had it too good for too long. They love buying things to fill their bottomless pit of emptiness. That is where their soul used to be. Now, I know it sounds exaggerated, but it's kind of true. All these people I meet who used to knock me for being a tight ass or wearing secondhand clothes that I bought at St. Vincent de Paul, which is like an op shop as we call them, or secondhand clothing place. I'd see them and say, yeah, you're trying to look good, but you know what? You're the one with self-esteem issues, you're the one with mental issues, and you're bloody miserable. And it doesn't matter how many nice cars or nice things or nice holidays you go on, you're still going to be miserable. They just haven't found happiness in themselves. So ignore people like that, okay? When you're on your mission to get your house deposit, you focus on it. You can put off having the nice cars, the craft beer, buying coffee every day, going out to restaurants 4 times a week like so many Australians do nowadays. That is a recent phenomenon, this materialistic hyperconsumption. In the mid-90s, we didn't even have many coffee shops in Brisbane. There were hardly any. We thought that was a thing for trendy people in Melbourne. This is why people could save up a deposit, and they also had higher interest rates, like way higher. I was paying off a house but it started at around 7.5%, and by the end of the 2000s, I was paying 9.5%. My parents paid a house off fixed at 13.5%. A lot of people in the early 90s paid off houses at 17.5%. They had very high interest rates. So don't think people didn't know what it was like to pay big money in weekly repayments. Now, so you've got that right. Get the mindset of being frugal. You eat what is on special. Okay, if you want to eat steak, you wait till it's 10 to 15 bucks a kilo on sale. You're not paying, $25, $30 a kilo at Woolworths or Coles, whatever our main grocery stores are. Things like that. You eat what is on sale. You might have to eat a lot of chicken drumsticks like I do. I buy them on special for like $2.50, $3 a kilogram. I'll buy 10 at a time. Cheap protein. If you want to eat healthy, I'll tell you now, the healthiest food is actually some of the cheapest. You can buy a bag of jasmine rice for like $7 for 10 kilograms on special at Woolworths quite often. Wheat-Bix cereal, it's got a 5-star health rating. It's probably the cheapest, okay? You can eat healthy food and do it frugally. So being frugal and having delayed gratification is the number one most important aspect I find of people who do become wealthy, who do break into the middle class. And also the other thing is having the attitude and belief that there are unlimited opportunities. Your potential is infinite. So what if you work in a working class job? Like, who hasn't? Okay? Have the attitude and belief that opportunities are unlimited and look for them. Be open to them. You never know, you could find a bargain like I've done. I bought a dirt bike for $2,000. I spent $1,000 on it, tidied it up, spent a day or two working on it, sold it for $4,000 cash. You can find bargains like this, extra cash, whether it's buying mag wheels or parts of bikes, you name it. I've done this in the past to help myself get ahead. I've had second jobs. You put your hand up to do a job, say yes. Don't worry if other people don't want to do it. Why do you think, look at the people, the subcultures in Western culture, the people who make the most money. People talk about white privilege. BS. The wealthiest people in America right now, like per capita income, are Asians. Chinese people value education, mostly Chinese, Taiwanese, people from Hong Kong I meet. Mate, they value education. They believe in hard work. They believe in delayed gratification. They're not wasting their money on frivolous crap. And they're sure as hell not watching stupid reality shows like The Bachelor in Paradise or Married at First Sight. All this other garbage. They don't waste their time on that. Jewish people I know are the same. They're not wasting time watching their stupid reality show. They're educating themselves. They're working hard. They're building businesses or having good jobs. I mean, just about every dentist I go to is of Chinese descent in Australia. What, is there like rampant Asian privilege or something in Australia? Crap. These people just have a good culture of working hard and being disciplined. Do the same. Learn from the best. The other thing is too, when you're saving, try and get the best interest rate you can. I do not recommend buying and selling shares right now in this market. If you're just saving up for your deposit and starting out, and it might take you a few years, get the best interest you can, somewhere like ING, or get a bonus saver account from a bank. You know, it's like where you put a minimum $10 to $20 a month in, and if you don't take any money out that month, you get the full amount of interest. Okay, it might only be 2.5%, max 3%, but hey, it's better than nothing, and you're not going to lose your money overnight, okay? You're going to need this discipline. I'm sorry, guys, buying brand new cars with a 5 or 7 year loan, going on lots of overseas holidays, drinking coffee every day at coffee shops, you know, eating out all the time, having lots of craft beer, it's not going to get you ahead. Buying fancy clothes at the luxury places, you're not going to get that deposit. I'm sorry, unless you have a huge income, okay? So trust in yourself, ignore the negative voices out there, learn from the best, and buy yourself a book by Scott Pape called The Barefoot Investor, the only money guide you'll ever need. You can buy this book for under $30 at department stores or bookshops. I'm sure you can afford that. Read that book. He's got all the advice for it. Doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, or 40, or 50, having to start out again after a divorce or something like that, or you're just young starting out. He is very independent, this guy, Scott Pape, and he will give you the tools to get started. So back yourself, know that your potential is infinite, and stay awesome.